The classroom was a time capsule, echoing with the laughter and chatter of my past. As I stood before the rows of eager faces, the weight of memories crashed over me like a tidal wave. Years ago, I had been that kid in the back, the one with dreams too big for a small town, too loud for a teacher who thrived on mediocrity. "You'll never get into university," Mr. Thompson had sneered, his voice a jagged knife cutting through my aspirations. I had left that classroom, humiliated and crushed, vowing to prove him wrong. The next day, I immersed myself in books, spending nights poring over textbooks until my eyes burned. I scoured scholarship applications, clung to every opportunity, and fought against the tide of doubt. The struggle was relentless, but with every step forward, I felt the chains of his words begin to shatter. Years passed. I faced rejection letters, sleepless nights, and the gnawing fear of failure. But I also encountered mentors who saw potential where others had only seen a lost cause. My acceptance letter to university arrived on a day that felt like a rebirth. I had clawed my way up from the depths of despair, and now here I was, standing at the pinnacle of my journey, preparing to teach in the very classroom that had once imprisoned me. As I walked into the room, my heart raced. The desks were the same, the walls still adorned with faded posters of historical figures. But this time, I was not the dreamer. I was the architect of dreams. I glanced over at Mr. Thompson, who sat in the back, his expression unreadable. There was a flicker of recognition in his eyes, but I didn't need his approval. "Today, we're going to talk about resilience," I began, my voice steady, echoing through the silence. I shared my story, the painful rejection that had fueled my fire, the sleepless nights that had forged my spirit. I watched as the students leaned in, their eyes wide, their minds ignited with possibility. As I spoke, I could feel the weight of my past lifting. I turned to Mr. Thompson, who was now just a shadow of the man who had once belittled my dreams. "You told me I'd never get into university," I said, my voice unwavering. "But I did, and now I am standing here, ready to ignite the same fire in these students that you tried to extinguish in me." His gaze faltered, and for a moment, I saw a flicker of regret. I had returned not just as a professor, but as proof that dreams are worth fighting for, that rejection can be the fuel for unimaginable success. And in that moment, surrounded by a new generation of dreamers, I knew I had finally reclaimed my voice.